Yeah, I visited 6 lakes in the first 24 hours. Evening, massive lightning storms, and it's so loud in these big valleys.
Then I came back, and within about 2 hours of being back on the Sunday afternoon, I had the second biggest fish in the lake, a 43-pounder.
And I got spoilt by very, very large Cotswold carp.
Now, a few times I've got to a lake, set everything up, put the rods out, and then sat back on the bed and gone,
You kind of go...
I don't actually want to fish.
Yeah. I took 5 weeks of gear, boats, barrows, batteries, generators, 150 kilos of boilies.
Why? 2 reasons. One, I was just like, for fuck's sake, commit to somewhere, will you? When he threatened to smash me the glass in my face.
What was it over then?
So the house was slightly messy, and he was like,
Didn't put the
I was
bins
laid
out.
on the settee watching the TV. He's like, you need to tidy up or whatever. I'm like, it's not that bad. He was like, yeah, it is.
That's fair enough to smash a pint glass.
It's
over
not that
something,
bad.
mate.
And then just because I was talking to him, like I was replying really like condescendingly and like chilled, and he was getting angry, and I was just like, I said, I'm not doing housework in the week. I work in the week. I'm tired. If I'm here on the weekend, which I knew I wouldn't because I was always fishing on the weekend. If I'm here on the weekend, I'll tidy then. And he was getting angry and angry, and I was just like, you're getting very angry. And then he fucking went, fucking get angry in a minute. I'll smash this in your face. I was like,
do the washing up.
I think I said, that would create more mess.
Oh, man.
We lived above a pub. That's why he had the Stella glass.
Right, okay.
So he'd go downstairs, get himself Stella, come back upstairs.
Get beard up.
And then want to do the cleaning.
And then, no, he didn't want to clean. He wanted me to clean.
Just the wife
no, I
beating.
helped. Of course we did. We did 50-50.
Well,
I'm sure you did more cleaning than Lou did.
Well, yeah, the way you say it at the moment, he's did it and I did nothing. But I don't know if that was the truth.
I was in charge of keeping the fish tank clean.
Good times. Very
They
good
all
times.
died. It was fun, really. It was a good time.
Guys, welcome back to the podcast. In the studio today, I am joined by Mr. Scott Day, Lewis Porter, Harry Charrington, and Otto Reade has replaced Mr. Chilcott. We've got Otto in as a guest. Welcome, mate.
Thanks for having me.
I know you've spent most of the spring bouncing around France, catching big fish, and we're going to get into your adventure, what went on, all about it, and all the rest of it from questions from myself and the other guys here. But before we get into that, I just want to touch base on other things that have been happening, including Harry catching some really nice looking fish, mate.
Yeah, we won't be able to show people
We won't be able
how
to show
nice
you,
looking they were.
but
Why is that?
Because it's no publicity. 2 podcasts ago, we started talking about baits that were like good in the past and that everybody used and caught loads of fish on. I think it was based off of Lewis caught a fish using double bottom baits, and I said, whoever does that. And then we had a big conversation about it, and I spoke about how, like back in the day, I used to use pellet hook baits and fish with just pellets all the time, and how I haven't done that for ages, and how like people should do that because I think it would work. And then I decided to do that when I actually managed to get a chance to go fishing. So I managed to have 2 nights across a weekend, so a Friday night and a Sunday night. I went back home on the Saturday, and on the Friday night I caught a 44-pounder, biggest fish in the lake. And then
Dean will put an artist's impression up, drawing of what he thinks it looked like.
And alongside it I had a 29-pounder as well that night. And then I came back, and within about 2 hours of being back on the Sunday afternoon, I had the second biggest fish in the lake, a 43-pounder. And then I had another 4 fish that session, couple of 30s. So
red letter.
It was really, really good fishing, and really nice to use that tactic. And I think I spoke about in the podcast, like how people don't use pellet hook baits because they don't stay on. Like you get 2 hours out of a pellet because it breaks down and then comes off the hair. So I was armor meshing them,
Right.
and I think the longest period of time between putting a rod out and a bite, which was from the Sunday night into the Monday morning, I think it was about 16 hours.
Right,
And
okay.
So the hook baits are lasting.
Nice.
And it was really
Just good angling. Yeah.
really, really, really good.
Enjoyable.
So you hadn't been all year, and you decided to go and do something that we talked about that you did years ago that you didn't know whether was going to work on this lake.
I had a good. I knew the thing is I knew that they like pellet in there from my fishing, but I'd always like done a bit of pellet, bit of boilies, and then fished generally a bright one on the hook.
Well, generally, you go back and use something you caught from there before because you got limited time.
Yeah.
But you went back in and went straight in on the pellet.
Yeah, I feel like if I felt like saying those things on a podcast, it's like, oh yeah, it'd be great. People should do it, but then not doing it, it's like. You
proved.
I took my own advice and did it. Yeah, proved the point, and like
you ever caught one on a pellet, Otto?
Pellet waggler, maybe.
Yeah.
Gosh, easy out on them public.
Take it out.
Want to chuck, innit?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my second and third nights this year.
What size hook baits were you using?
14 mil hook baits. They're actually the exact same hook baits that we were using at the World Champs in Spain in 2015. So they're 10-year-old pellets that were in our old see-through hook bait pots, and the ones that are like pre-drilled out,
nice.
14 millers. And I remember I'd put in there. And this is what the whole team did at the World Champs. It was salmon oil with Indian spice, the mainline Indian spice, and they like
do that.
Who knows? I don't know. But
Found
that's
a winning formula and you can't replicate it. It's like George's Marvellous Medicine.
I've got 2 of these pellet pots that I haven't used for 10 years. So I've got these hook baits that'll hopefully do me a few fish now.
How many have you got left?
Probably got 50.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You got a few more.
Yeah. I got across a couple.
I think there was more to learn from that first trip than just the pellets, though, because we were in Belgium all week at the sales meeting.
Yeah.
And we flew back from Belgium on Friday and landed about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah, we didn't get out the
because the airport. Yeah, the airport was. The flight was delayed, etc. And I got home at 6 o'clock or something, and I was absolutely shattered, and I could hardly keep my eyes open. Laid on the settee, thinking, I'm certainly not going to think about going fishing this weekend. And then I saw the next morning. I didn't even know you were going. You never mentioned that you were going to me. And then I saw in the morning that you'd caught that biggest fish in the lake, and I thought, fair play to have the effort to get home after being away all week. And you'd had a late night on the first day night. You was up with me till 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
So to have a late night like that on the beer, work all day, late flight home, blah, 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 to get home, get your gear, go to the lake, and then catch the biggest fish in the lake. If ever there was, and try a tactic with the pellets that you hadn't done for years as well. I think that was great for anybody listening to learn a lesson about effort equal reward. Because you get out what you put in, don't you, Dino?
Absolutely. You do. You absolutely do.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. But that was one of my first opportunities where, whilst I was away, Mrs. and the kids, they were on holiday with the in-laws. They were getting back on the Saturday. So, like, literally, I had a free night, and it was either just go to bed at home and not see or talk to anyone, or go to the lake and go to sleep.
Do when you're at home alone with nobody else around. Just like watch the telly and chill out and stuff like that.
Yeah. But I'd had one night fishing for the whole year. So yeah, and the conditions were also really good. It was like
opportunity knocks, mate, wasn't it? Opportunity
pressure.
knocks.
So
nice.
Yeah, it was very good. It was very, very good.
Excellent.
Well, now insert Dino's artist impression of you
it's
holding
going
a,
up.
a 43 in that hand and a 44 in that hand like that.
Well, we can't show you that fish, but I can show you some other fish. So before we get into sort of talking about Otto's adventure and that, I just want to speak to and show people some of the amazing fish that have been caught by the syndicate members in the month of August. So every month the guys upload their photos to win £100 worth of Fox Edges gear, and I can tell you this month there's been some great entries. The guys who are watching on YouTube are seeing these entries now, but the one that takes it was a guy called Ant Parks with this awesome 43-pound linear that I think we all agreed on was a fantastic catcher.
Have you got a picture to show Otto so he can see it?
I will show Otto now. Yes, mate. I will show
Otto
you,
can
mate.
see what we were unanimous in voting for this one. It's a perfect zip linear, and its shape, its head shape, its body shape. Yeah. There was more to it than just the scaling. It was like a really nice shaped fish.
You chose that? No, I'm joking.
It's a mega looking carp, isn't it?
Cool carp.
Really
Fairness, you did have
fish.
some proper scaly bangers this week.
Oh yeah,
There was some really nice
Real
ones.
nice
But
ones
and
all along.
also one thing that I really liked about that was it's a really good night shot, and it's nice to see good quality night photography because one, it's not easy, and two, I think a lot of people who like taking nice photos, which he clearly does like taking nice photos, quite often like to sling them up till the morning.
Yeah.
So fair play. He probably was on somewhere where you're not allowed to sling them up.
Especially with a nice carp like that.
Yeah.
You'd think that a lot of people would.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I dare say, like,
It could be 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but it would probably look even better
Yeah.
in the day. But he's got a really good photo of it at night, so fair play.
Yes. So yeah, well done, Ant. You've got £100 worth of Fox Edges gear heading your way. And guys, if you want to get involved in that, all you got to do is become a member of the Syndicate, which is Fox's official online community group. Head over there, become a member, and then when you're out fishing, you catch a nice one, you can upload it, and then the guys here in the podcast will choose that being Fish of the Month if you make it through. And speaking of nice fish and other bits and pieces, we're going to get on to Otto now, but please stick around to the end of the podcast because everyone listening, everyone viewing, I've got the chance to win £50 worth of Fox Edges. So keep in touch with us for the rest of the podcast to find out how. So, mate, over to you now. What an adventure you've had this spring.
yeah, it was a long time coming. I've had a plan to do it for a while, and finally I found the time to run away for 6 weeks.
So when did you first think, right, that's the month I'm going to go? When did the plan start? When did you hatch the plan? Was it last year, or have you just been building up for many years? When did you sort of circle the date?
I always knew that I wanted to do something like that. But no, it was probably a month before it happened. I went on the 14th of April, so it was just a month before that I thought if I can get all my uni work done, I can run out there and get a whole spring in France, or late spring.
When you say a whole spring, just so benefit the people listening and watching, it was a minimum of 4 weeks you were going to go, and it ended up being longer.
Yeah, so
I thought you was going to explain what spring was then. Just for the benefit of those watching, explain what spring is.
What happens? The birds and the bees start.
Yeah, leaves start having. So yeah, it was. Yeah, originally it was 4 weeks. I knew I had a bit longer if I wanted to, depending on if I was catching, enjoying it, see where I was, wanted to come home, because like 4 weeks is a lot of time to be fishing.
It is, yeah.
And I've never fished for 4 weeks before, like so
Especially
yeah.
on your own.
Yeah, and
As
this
a solo adventure. That's,
Yeah.
I think fishing 4 weeks on your own, somewhere where you are familiar with.
and you bump into
Yeah.
other people, like
It's
on a
difficult.
syndicate it would be different. You'd
Yeah.
see regulars, you'd actually chat to another human being.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I've always taken like friends or other people when I've gone on these trips, and it was the first time I've gone by myself, so that was challenging in itself.
Did you want that solitude? Were you sort of ready for, I need my own headspace for that amount of time to go and do whatever without having to think about somebody else, what they were wanting to do, and this was your trip sort of thing?
Yeah, I've always kind of taking other people, whether it's other fishermen or non-fishermen, you're always thinking about someone else, and you're always thinking about, will the lake that I go to be okay for the person that I'm taking? So if it's a mate, you kind of want a big enough area of bank that you can both bivvy up near each other and like get some rods out together. Or if you're taking a girlfriend or whatever, it's got to be comfortable. So this was the first ever time that I can go, no, I want to go there.
No restrictions.
No
almost.
restrictions.
Yeah.
Go to a few more different places that maybe I wouldn't have gone to with other people, which was exciting, and that was the whole reason I wanted to go, because it's more freedom and like you've seen in the first film that's out already. I wasn't in the best place at the time, and I felt like I needed a bit of fishing to get out there and have a bit of headspace and time on my own and stuff. Few different factors. I've been in Belfast studying and whatnot, and I needed a bit of time to just be in nature. I hadn't been fishing for like a year, and growing up I've always loved the outdoors, no matter if it's fishing or not. So I thought it was a good opportunity to head out there, and it turned out to be quite special.
It did.
4 weeks isn't a long time to plan something like that if you haven't been fishing for a year.
I didn't really plan it though.
Yeah.
Like,
If you watched the film, you can tell he hadn't planned it.
I did see the bit where you'd run out of kickers or shrink tube or something like that. I can't remember when I
that was in the first 2
and that was like
weeks.
literally that was right at the beginning.
First night in.
I visited 6 lakes.
Fail to prepare to fail.
I visited 6 lakes in the first 24 hours.
Yeah, I found that quite frustrating watching.
Oh, sorry.
I did
Taken
because
that out.
I'll tell you why. 2 reasons. One, I was just like, for fuck's sake, commit to somewhere, will you?
Yeah.
But also, like, as the viewer, I and again, it's only a small critique of it. I would have liked to have known what your thought process was why you kept discounting the venues, because it's like it was in a very short space of time in terms of the film. It's like I went, I'm here. I don't feel it going here, and it's like, what? Just tell us now some of the reasons behind why some of those lakes you drove to, you wasn't feeling it. Is it because of it was too busy? Is it because that you spoke to other anglers who sort of put you off because they said it wasn't fishing? What were the reasons? What was you looking for, or did you not even know what you were looking for?
So partly my idea of going out there for that long was to be able to spend a lot of time on each lake, and also though to find a place where I can be totally relaxed and happy to stay for a week. Because usually on some of these trips, if you've only got a week, you're going to fish or look at 10 venues, only fish 3, and you end up catching a few because you stumble across carp or you find something. So in this, because I had so much longer, I thought I'd go somewhere and be like, oh, I'll give it a few nights. Like, I can stay here, even if I'm not really feeling it because, I don't know, the lake's flooded or there's other anglers. I thought I'd go, like, I'll give it a go because I had the time. But it wasn't. It was exactly the same as if I went for a week. So the first lake, I had to drive to Rotterdam first to pick up some boat batteries that hadn't come in the post. So I'd already done about 15 hours driving by the time I got into France, and fished a lake in Belgium for about 3 hours from about 1 in the morning to 3 in the morning. Couldn't sleep, caught a common, packed up, carried on driving.
I'd have definitely been sleeping.
And yeah, so it was about 19 hours of driving that first day, driving around all these lakes. The first lake, it was busy. I've been to it before. I thought it would be a good place to start. The lake was flooded. I took all the kit out. And these are the things that don't make the film, because you were bored with 10 seconds of me running around lakes.
I wasn't bored.
I think what Lewis was saying was maybe if those things had made the film, it would have given a bit more.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, for me, I would feel more of this emotion in that process. So yeah, I was frustrated that I didn't understand what those issues were, and I would have been like, if I'd seen you like having to constantly unload the vehicle and then load it back up, the grief of having to do that as well, by the time you did actually settle on somewhere and catch a fish, I'd have thought even more fair play, because again, you haven't seen that. The way I watched it is like you've driven up, pulled up to it and gone, nah, don't fancy that. Like,
I've looked around each one for 3 hours. I'm not filming it because at the end of the day I've just got there and I want to catch a fish. Like, the film is a big part of the trip. Especially when you've just got there, you don't know what to film, what's going to make the final video. So yeah, I unpacked the car as well, which is a nightmare. It's not really a as easy as a van. Just to get a food bag, you have to take your bed chair out and your.
Was there a specific way of loading it, and it had to go back that way?
Yeah.
So just for the benefit of people who haven't
what
seen
car
that,
have you got?
Yeah.
It was my mum's Skoda Yeti in bright red.
It's not a fishing car.
No,
Don't worry,
Well,
pictures will have that on his comp site soon. Don't worry, we'll sort that out.
Well, is it? If anyone is gonna think of getting a car instead of a van, I'd get that thing because I took 5 weeks of gear, boats, barrows, batteries, generators, 150 kilos of boilies. Like it was probably a bit too heavy.
The last podcast we had Lewis with his Huel on the table. Now you're promoting Skodas.
I wouldn't mind a sponsor from Skoda, to be honest. So it's the boat doesn't fit in the car unless it's laid flat on the bottom of everything. So every last bit of your last hoodie that you chuck in has to go on top of the boat. Like
So the first bit of kit you need,
the first
is
bit
the
of
bit
kit
that's right in the bottom.
before
of the
you
car.
put anything in the footwells or anything.
Oh, I
is
quit
the boat.
already.
Yeah.
I've driven back home.
So like on a few of the lakes to begin with, I was getting the boat out and having a quick like scoot about into a corner. Haven't seen a fish. All right, everything's back in the car.
So so you're getting to places, blowing the boat up, going out, being like, nah, boat back down.
And it is that quick. Like it is. And
Were you getting frustrated that you weren't finding this lake? This is the one. Were you finding yourself getting angry?
yeah, I was.
It's
I
like
had
doing like normal fishing, turning up and just like not being able to decide what swim.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like you're getting led around, can't find a clear spot I'm happy with. I'll move, pack everything on the barrow, move, swim. You've just done it like by moving
Each
around.
time you move swim on a normal lake is on a normal lake is moving lakes in front. So
Yeah.
and that's for me because you have the pick of the lake if it's not busy. You can't find fish. Like I'm not setting up. So yeah, it was difficult and it is a weird feeling that I get, and I don't know if anyone else gets it. When I arrive at a lake, and I'm excited about wanting to fish it, and I want to catch a carp from there. These first few lakes that I turned up to, I found carp in a few of them, but I wasn't excited to put in all of that effort to get the rods out, to do whatever.
Something was missing.
Something was missing,
Yeah.
and I can't, and that's part of it. Like I can't actually pinpoint what it was.
I
as
get
an
that
angler.
more about not necessarily about the particular lake, just the fishing in general.
What hook bait to use?
Now, a few times I've got to a lake, set everything up, put the rods out, and then sat back on the bed and gone.
You kind of go.
I don't actually want to fish. Like
Yeah.
I'm going through the motions,
Yeah.
and fishing is supposed to be the thing you enjoy the most.
Yeah.
And if you're forcing yourself to do it rather than, then that's not the right reasons to stay. And yeah, I swear a fair few times people on the same lake must be thinking, what is that? And sometimes I've lied to other anglers and said, "Oh, I've had a message come through. Something's come up at home. I've got to go," because you think you look stupid that you've set everything up and then you packed it all down within 15 minutes. But again, like why I stopped doing those carp matches like Harry does, because if you draw a swim you don't want to be in and you've got to sit there for 48 hours and you think you're wasting your time. Like fishing's supposed to be enjoyable, and sitting in a swim
where you know you're not going to.
yeah, that's not for me.
Yeah.
So like I've experienced it, just not on the scale of driving from lake to lake to lake to lake to
Like
lake.
3 hours between lakes
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, but I'm never committed to a 5-week session where I need to.
That's quite a lot in my fishing now. I'll turn up with the van full of gear, and you'll get people going, "Oh, how long you on for?" And it's like, I don't know if I'm even fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll make that decision once
Yeah.
I've had a look round and got that feeling.
I say the same with, and I think some people think you're trying to bum steer them or what have you, like you know.
Yeah,
but,
I think they generally do.
Yeah, like I'll do it. I'll go for it. Think I'll do at least a night, an overnighter, and if I'm enjoying it and I'm catching, and I'll stay the second night, and if not, then just
It's
Go
obviously a privilege as well to have the time to be able to do that, whether it is 2 nights or
Yeah.
5 weeks. Like to be able to go somewhere and go, actually, do you know what? I might be fishing next week. I can leave it.
they've
But
obviously.
like you said, I guess you wouldn't have gone. You probably wouldn't have gone through like 6 lakes without fishing any of them
If you're only there
if
for
you
a
were
week.
only there for a week.
I have done before.
Yeah, you're mental.
but
that's not uncommon either.
it's
There's
not
a lot of
uncommon.
other.
It's not only me
Yeah.
that, like,
Yeah.
everybody that you've probably done it. Like, it's you turn up to places and
I'm just getting a picture of all these carp anglers at this lake with hand on hips going, nah, mate, nah. How about you? Nah.
It's like wacky racing.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah,
To the
exactly.
next one.
Yeah,
and they're part of the bad decision making as well. Like, looking back, I should have stayed at least 3 of those lakes. Gave it a couple nights. I did drive 19 hours and get up at 5 in the morning or 4 in the morning or whatever it was, and have to drive to Rotterdam.
Yeah.
So, like, I was tired and not making the right decision as well. So it was a big combination of things.
Do you think, because, as you say, you part of the reason for doing the trip was trying to get away from, like, I don't know, or trying to find some peace because you weren't in necessarily the best place in your personal life or whatever mentally, were you almost putting yourself under more pressure to find that? Yeah.
It was the whole thing of, like, I want to make a video. I want to also spend time on my own and, like, just relax.
That's
and
hard to do
go
when you've
fishing.
got a camera in your face, isn't it?
Yeah. And you have to film it all yourself, and like, there was so much that I had to think about those first. It kind of lasted the first 2 weeks, really, and I think I had, like, looking back at it now, like, I had to have those first few weeks of, actually, it's not what I expected, and it isn't the dreamy, I've got 5 weeks by myself, can do what I want. Like, no, it was the first time I went on my own, and it was like, you've only got yourself on camera to speak to. Obviously you can call people and stuff, but, like, not actually having someone there to bounce ideas off, or, like, even I've always said it, like, I used to go to my Cotswold Syndicate with my mum. She used to drop me, and I used to get there. She knows nothing about how to, like, pick a swim or, like, watercraft or anything like that. But
That's like being with Dean.
He acted, didn't he? He was waiting. He was waiting for that angle. I told you.
It's quite uncanny. You do look like my mum as well. But I used to just say to her, like, oh, what do you think? Like, should I go here? Should I go here? And she doesn't know the reasons why.
There's someone to bounce.
But it's someone
ideas
just to, like,
Yeah.
if you say something, oh, I sound stupid saying that. I had no one to do that. I did call her up, and she was like, "Oh, have you found somewhere?" I was like, "No, off to the next."
Did you not use ChatGPT? That'd help.
You get your dog, mate. Take your dog with you. They're ace.
So yeah, it was pretty. Yeah, it was mental those first.
But I guess that is why the first episode is called "In Search of Tranquility,"
Yeah,
because that's literally what the first episode is about. You looking for something.
for tranquility, and it's those names. It's In Search of Tranquility. The second one's Tranquility, and the third one will be Oceans of the Moon. They all kind of came from the last part of my trip, where we were visiting lakes that looked lunar. It looked completely like the moon, like lakes that I kind of dreamt of, and really cool things you see. Looks like fossilized tree stumps and stuff. And I think I spoke to my dad about it, and he was going on about oceans of the moon, and apparently they're actually named different things, old oceans and seas on the moon, and one is called Tranquility. I think another one's called, like, Ocean of the Storms and stuff. But I just had it in my mind, that word Tranquility. And yeah, it was, the whole thing was like trying to find that, because I think it describes what I was out there to do. Obviously, catching big carp and having a great time kind of came second to why I was out there. Yeah. I go on these trips, and I've said it before to a few different people. I go on these trips to, 1, see new places, 2, like, have an adventure, 3, be in nature, and then it's about, like, catching carp. And yeah, for me, this definitely, being that big, it had to, obviously, carp drives you and gets you getting out there at 4 in the morning with a boat and a head torch, but in the end, I kind of needed something else that would keep me there for that long, and Tranquility is that.
Yeah, I think it's worth mentioning, because we haven't actually said it yet. If people who are listening haven't seen yet, the first of these films is out. The second one will be out probably now or almost now, and then the third one will be out on. I don't know what the date will be. It'll be next. It'll be, if you're listening to this shortly after the podcast has come out, it'll be on Sunday. So yeah, 3 films.
I haven't really sold the first one though. It sounds a bit depressing.
No, but I think you've got to watch the first one to.
I think a lot of people who watch it will be able to relate to it, not necessarily because they can do a 5-week session fishing in France on public waters, but just because of in whatever guise they have, fishing will be their outlet for all the shit that's going on at home, at work, etc. And
I touch on that a bit more in the second one about everyone does sort of like different styles of angling, and everyone does it for their different reasons. It's not, look at me, I'm in France for 5 weeks. It's, this is why I go fishing. Like, and it's personal. It's for
I think
myself.
you really start to pick that up in the second one as well. So you watch the first one, you're invested because you want to see this trip, this adventure progress, and then you really start to get into it in the second one. And you can see your mood change.
Yeah.
You can see everything clicks into place, and you can see like, that's why. You can see you've like, that's why I've gone.
There was a bounce back.
It took a while.
Yeah, your bounce came back.
And it's a journey of so many different things, like the actual journey, and then how I'm feeling, and it definitely. I agree with you.
Did catching fish make a big difference in that, or not?
I've just gone wild camping next year.
I didn't
forget
catch
the boat and all the rest of it. Loads of gear. You fit loads more in the car.
I didn't catch for the first 5 days.
Yeah, so then that's going to make you
So that's
down.
already down
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well,
yeah.
and then I caught a
You've
nice
gone
one,
into it not really wanting to be there. You're not catching anything. So that's just compounding it. But then once you started catching, was there a correlation between, as the fishing became more productive, your mood became more that you were in that direction?
Yes, but also for
but
me,
the place had to be the right place, because you could have gone and caught those exact same fish from somewhere you didn't want to be, and they wouldn't have had the same impact as you.
And I could have caught that same 20-pound common from the lake I ended up at in the 3rd week, and that would have meant 8 times as much, like so much more, because of the place. And so, for me, it is the place that you're at.
One thing I'd like to touch on for the viewers, because some viewers will be watching thinking, it's all right for him, he's got 5 weeks. Like, how did he get, how could he do 5 weeks? Because I can't do that. So obviously, being at university means that you have that time.
Yeah.
But also, from a cost point of view, because another film came out, I think on the same day as yours, which was Daryl Peck fishing for the Lord of the Manor, and he did a 3-week session on that.
And it got
got quite a bit of negative
I
things.
thought I'd done 2 more weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, uh-oh.
People were negative towards him doing 3 weeks, where you'd done 5 in yours. But also, the cost of his fishing for those 3 weeks, that lake is, I don't know how much it is nowadays, but it'd be over £1,000 a week to hire it. I'm sure it's probably maybe £2,000 a week. So it cost him a lot of money to do that. And a lot of people were saying, the average working class man can't afford that. And that's all very valid points. Give us a rough idea for you. The time obviously is because you're at university, you can get those 5 weeks. But in terms of cost, the types of venue you're fishing, the public, how much realistically is it costing to do that trip?
Also, I'm at uni getting a student loan, so it isn't actually my money that I'm spending on yours. Which is, so I'll just put that one out there.
Worry about that.
Yeah. I can
Enjoy the
pay
moment.
off 55 grand. So,
because it's not day ticket fishing, it's not holiday venue.
if anyone could buy a ticket for every single public lake in France, bar 2 regions, I think it is, €130 for the year.
Yeah.
So you're fishing.
Your fishing
your
costs,
ticket,
like your actual ticket, like you're paying.
It's 2 nights at Bluebell Lakes, basically. That's what for a year.
3-4 nights at Linear. Or something.
For a whole year's fishing.
For a whole year's fishing.
Access to
every single.
And that probably adds to you moving venues so much as well. If you was having to pay €130 per ticket, you're not likely to go and do six.
And if it was regional and stuff, like you can get regional tickets if you're just going to stay in a thing, and it's €30 for a week if you want to go out there for a week. You don't have to buy the whole year one. So like that's the fishing is actually the cheapest part. I understand that type of fishing, the gear, the leads, the boats, the batteries, the motors, that's expensive.
Yeah.
It is. That's on top of what kit you already have.
But that's not a one. That's not a one-off investment.
It's an
That's not a
investment,
one-off
and-
purchase
no.
that you're only going to use that one time.
I've had the same boat now for 5 years, and it's had a tiny hole in it the time because I drag it over rocks and stuff. But I patched it and it's fine. Like,
Yeah.
How
it's
many
an
weeks do you
investment.
reckon that's had?
How many weeks?
Fishing that boat.
I wouldn't like to say. I don't know.
You'd have to ask the boat. Unfortunately, the
Ask the
boat's
boat.
not.
I
Yeah,
didn't
the
bring
boat.
it today,
The
so-
boat's not with us today.
So yeah, that's the
But
the
once you've
expensive
invested
part.
in the kit,
Once you've got the kit,
then you've bought your ticket,
bought
which
your
is
ticket.
relatively not a great deal.
petrol.
Fuel's
Yeah.
probably the
It
biggest
is when you're
cost.
driving around the amount of lakes you are.
But it's
on
like
your own.
the biggest part is getting there and like getting down there. There's lakes in Belgium and there's lakes in northern France that you can go to.
Yeah.
My grandparents live halfway down France, so part of the trip was me popping into them.
I was going to ask you about
Actually
that,
having
about
a
about your mindset.
Yeah.
Did you find your bounce back once you visited your grandparents and had that sort of contact with them to then, right, I'm on this journey, let's crack on now? Did you find the lift in, going to see them?
Yeah, I always thought 2 weeks in, I'd have worked my way down and it would be natural to go and see them. I was in the right place to go and see them.
Yeah.
I needed a shave, a spruce up of the tash, and and a meal cooked for me, and a shower. Like I hadn't washed.
yeah,
Like
any kind of reset from the lake, even if you're on a 3-4 nighter or something, and you've got the opportunity to leave the lake, grab a shower, go to the shop, do something.
It's amazing.
When you come back, how you feel.
It's
totally
amazing.
different when
man,
you
like
leave.
Yeah.
fresh pair of clothes and a full wash, and like, we're not washing properly. Like you might have a baby wipe shower once a week.
But the fact that we're seeing your grandparents, who you haven't
I haven't
seen
seen
for
my
years.
grandparents. I hadn't seen them in 4 years, I'd say.
Yeah. So just
Remember
that
the last time
endearment
you'd
will
seen
give you a
them,
lift.
You didn't even have a tash.
No.
Well, who's this dude?
So yeah, that's again, that's another reason why like I could go for that long, because my grandparents are out there, and that's luck. Like
I've got to say, I loved your grandpa's shed. Looked amazing,
Oh,
like
yeah,
a massive
inside.
stone. I was like, oh, it's awesome.
I think he's 89 now, and the other day I called him up and he was out in the garden chopping a tree down with a chainsaw. Like he's crazy like that. And his little cave with everything you could imagine in there. That was pretty cool. He helped me with the quick connects on the batteries,
Right.
just to like weld them in, so I wasn't crocodile clipping.
Yeah. When I saw it, just reminded me of my granddad's place, because my granddad had a farm, and again, they seem to have these like Aladdin cave of tools that can fix anything.
I think they've been there like 25, 30 years, no, probably 30 years now.
Yeah.
So it's just a whole.
Yeah, it looked amazing. I just thought, wow, that is like a proper little mystery cave there. Like, to be fair, wow.
At what point? Because I've known you for quite a while now, and you're fishing when you were a bit younger was going to linear, smashing it up, catching
quite
lots of
different.
fish, and that's been a really, I think, quick transition to then doing all the public
all I
lake stuff.
do,
Like someone like Andy Maker, who like for a long time was, British champion, stuff like that, and that it's only recently that he started going out and found that. And when did that sort of happen, and what can you see yourself doing any of that fishing again?
Yeah, I always try and like say to people like, yes, I'm young, and that's why people are interested in that I'm doing it. Like I'm not the pioneer to go out to France. It's been done for years. Like you look at all the photos back in the day of everyone doing it. So partly I grew up fishing linear and all of that, and then very kindly got offered a ticket on one of Mark's syndicates, the Baitworks syndicates, and I fished in the Cotswolds for 2 years, and I was still in school. I didn't drive, and I got spoilt by very, very large Cotswold carp, and I think there were like 740s in there, and I was 17, 18, fishing for like some really, really big fish. And I sort of, halfway through that, I went to France for the first time, just when I finished school. So that has to be 5 years now, I think, when I went for the first time. And I got kind of drawn into it because it's not just turning up to the same swim on my syndicate, knowing exactly what I'm going to do, and I know I'm going to catch a carp. And I finished that autumn, I finished up on that syndicate and caught everything that I wanted to, and caught a massive 49-pound mirror, which I don't know ever if I'll catch a bigger carp in the UK. And I was 17, 18.
Nothing in Belfast, that sort of size.
No, you mullet, maybe.
Big mullet.
But so I started going a few times a year to France, and the Cotswolds sort of drew me away from the linear sort of style of stuff. It felt like a natural progression, a little step up in what I was doing. A lot less carp in a bit more difficult lake. And then once I'd finished there, I was really, really interested in going back to France. So I went with a friend properly for the first time, and we went around all these lakes. And it was a crazy, crazy week. We visited 15 lakes and didn't catch for the first 5 days. And the last 2 days, I think we turned up at this lake, the sun was shining, and I had I think it was 2 50s in a day and 3 40s. And ideally in your head, that is what France is. You go there and you catch a load. I've since discovered that is not at all what it is. And I haven't had really another session like that since.
But your first few trips.
But that, it got me completely so interested in that.
They weren't
style of
holiday
fishing.
venues, they were straight into the public.
They were straight,
waters.
but I'd never been to a pay lake.
Cool.
You don't know what you're missing.
Yeah, a bit, yeah.
You won't have to drive.
And 250s.
You won't have
Do
to
that in an afternoon.
You won't have to drive to your grandparents for a shower.
Yeah.
Breakfast delivered to your swim.
Yeah, but that was part of it for me. And I've said before, I've grown up loving. I used to love Bear Grylls and Steve Batchel and stuff. I loved nature and making fires and all of this. And
Bit of Ed Stafford and all that.
it was part of. It's a bit old for me, but it was part of what I loved, and that was this massive adventure. And then me and Mike went with a friend, and it started happening more frequently. And then I've tried to go as many times in the spring and summer as I could, maybe 2-3 times a year. And then obviously this year I've been for 5 weeks, and there has been a massive growth in that style of angling. One, because it's been publicised more, and certain people make it look very cool and different, and it's interesting watching something different. And some people hate it, it's not part of them. They'll see my video and go, no, I don't want to watch that. It's another French public video, which is fine. But there's so many more people doing it that I go there to get away from a lake with swims and other people, which is what I grew up doing, and I'm not knocking it. I loved when I fished linear and stuff. That's great to learn, and you go for a weekend, you catch fish, brilliant. I would rather spend 2 weeks in a year, and that's the only 2 times I go fishing that year, saving money, all of this, going to France and having that freedom, no matter what I catch. With obviously the potential of catching something completely unknown as well.
Yeah, but it's like the more and more of these films I watch, the more and more English people. People are going to France to escape England, and then they're just bumping into English anglers everywhere. Your films, obviously, you bumped into 2 or 3 different English anglers on different venues. Some of the Baitworks films I've watched with Mike and Mark, they're driving past. There's
Henry Lennon.
Yeah, Henry Lennon from Nash and that thing. You're bumping into more anglers than you would do on some English syndicates now, because of. And what is that going to be in 10 more years if it continues that trend of popularity?
Great, do it. Have the adventure. Fantastic. The only thing is the locals, obviously. We are going over, and And the hardest thing for me, because I document everything, like I try my best and I try so hard not to drone up places and share where I am. And hopefully I've done that really well in these videos.
But you know how hard it's going to be in the future because of AI to protect it? 'Cause I didn't even know you could do
put
this.
an image into it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, don't tell everyone how to do it.
On it now.
So an English angler the other day was caught a fish that he was poaching from somewhere in England he shouldn't have fished. And in the picture was some building, just some random building in the background.
Drop it in.
My mate has put it into some AI program, don't know what one. It's recognised that building and it's given the exact location of where that lake is.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
fine.
It's like, where's it? Like the technology is crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that is
you can have the whole film just with the background pixelated.
But it's like
really shallow depth of field for everything.
none of us are the first people to ever do it.
No.
So like, if someone asked me for a pin of a certain lake, I'm probably not gonna give it to them because one, like, not because I don't want to help someone out. If you're out there in France, you tell me the region you're in, I'd help you out. Like I had a guy literally last night ask me, and I'm like, yeah, when you're out there, give me a message, and I'm more than happy to help if you're stuck.
Yeah.
For me, it's like going out there and having that adventure, not knowing where you are. That's the whole point.
It's part of it.
It's part of it. The more people do it, great. They're experiencing like a different style of fishing. They're going to a new country,
Yeah.
driving on the other side of the road, speaking a different language, eating different foods. Like, it's great, I think.
Yeah.
And you can.
I agree. Definitely.
And the more people do it, the best. I'm going to get shot at for that, but like, obviously, I don't want everyone to do it
No.
because it
They won't.
ruins it for me. And
They won't
it's-
though
it's
because
hard
the
work.
yeah,
It's hard
yeah.
work.
It is.
but like, yeah, if you're gonna,
Especially after see the first one.
So these venues that you've gone to have all of the venues that you've gone round on this trip, have you had an idea of them previously, or has it been like when you've been out there you've gone, oh actually there's a lake that's like just round the corner from this one, I'm going to go and check that one out?
I think people think that it's a massive, like everyone working in fishing and stuff.
Like a little secret
It's
boys
like a
club.
secret group chat with pins, and we all share them and stuff. Like I speak to Henry Lennon quite a lot about it all, and so, he's never sent me a pin. I've never given him a pin. Like it just doesn't work like that. You're precious of your own stuff because it's nice to have your own places.
That's a
It's like-
slang
it's
word
like
in your sort of that style of fishing as well. The pin
Yeah,
thing.
a lake,
like,
yeah.
like that's like in a carp fishing dictionary of like wraps being a very like
Yeah.
certain word for that style of fishing. It's
Drop
like
me a pin.
Yeah, pins. You know, I've got. You know, I went out there with a number of pins, but for the people who don't know what that means, just explain what the pin is.
Basically, in a lot of these lakes aren't near any towns or cities. They're in the middle of absolute nowhere, and some are massive as well. If you drop a pin, it's literally, if you hold on Google Maps, if you hold your finger down, it drops a pin on the map, and it kind of saves the location. So yeah, you send, if you were going to, you would send a pin, just the exact location of these places, because a lot of the roads and lakes in France, they're all called like Etang Neuf, which is like Lake 9. So
Even I knew that one with my limited French.
So back to what you were asking, it was like the first time I went out there was with a friend called Rich that I used to work with. We did a bit of landscaping together, and we went out completely unaware of everything. We had a boat, we had a motor, and we had some boilies and whatever, and big leads. And we went out there to a certain lake that I'd literally looked on Google Maps and done a bit of research. Like, there's stuff online about some of these places. It's not hard to find.
Yeah.
We looked, it's got carp in, let's go. We went there, and we ended up going to 6 lakes, literally looking at a map, looking at the name, seeing if they're public lakes, just going and looking at them and fishing them. And yeah, some of those lakes that I went to on the first ever trip, I went back to and had another look at this time. So each time you're out there, more lakes get on your radar. You drive a bit further south and you see something in the corner of a map and go, wow, that's massive. I haven't seen that before. That looks really cool to fish. I'm going to go there next time, or I'm going to go there now. And then I have some very, very close friends. I'm not sure if you know them, Bernie and Mike from Baitworks. Like, they're really, really, really close friends. And if I do get stuck, which I have been a few times, and my head's been in a mess, like if I've been out there with Emma or Will, they've got me out of trouble a few times. And it's a sort of thing like you would trade a lake for, or like it's...
Yeah.
But it's
like
one of
that.
those
But
where
it's your own personal thing.
Yeah, and I guess you have to actually start doing it
Yeah.
to then start building up that
Yeah.
knowledge. And like you said, the first ever time you went
had
and
no
you didn't
idea.
have a clue.
And again, it's like a much more large scale of in a UK scenario. On a syndicate, you might.
You're not going to tell anyone how many wraps and what.
No, but you might do to a friend who's
Yeah.
who's gone to a lake that you've fished in the past, and you might go, look, I'm not going to put everything on a plate for you, but in that particular swim, here's a spot, and it's just something to get them going, and they might do the same for you on a lake that they've fished.
I think the biggest thing for me is I don't like telling people because I don't like getting told myself. I go there to not know anything about a lake, not know where the fish have been caught from, not know what bait they're using, what corner,
What's even in it?
what's even in it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to see a photo like of a fish that's in there, and that's the biggest reason I go. So like, part of me is I want other people to have that experience and
Yeah.
experience that for
Yeah.
the first time. That's why I don't particularly.
Share it.
But there's people that do, and fair play to them. There's people that have no, and it's the same thing. Like, I'm not the first person to do it. It's not my pin to like. But if someone's given it to me or I found it myself, like, I want to hold on to a special place for me. Otherwise,
Maybe we should put a book together, the Fox, like the Michelin Guide or whatever, the Fox Guide to Public Water Fishing in France.
all the pins.
The whole lot, ready-made.
that would go down
Yeah.
very well.
The lake that sort of captivated me in the film was the one where you were faced with trying to find the place with the cliff.
Yeah.
That cliff, that lake, when you were waking up and seeing you're literally putting a bivvy on the side of
The second one.
This is
wooden
the majority of the second film.
It's the whole
whole
second film.
that second film, that for me was the essence of it all. That lake just looked a place where you could literally go and lose yourself in the
And I
wilderness
did.
for a long time.
I didn't have any phone signal. Like, I was running up the side of this cliff and mountain to post an Instagram story
Wow.
because I wanted to show people, like,
Yeah.
text my mum, this is where I am, sort of thing. Like, trees were falling in the night, and that place was.
I wanted to ask you
Amazing.
about that place because it did
Yeah.
it seemed like everything previously had led up to there, and it seemed like an incredibly special place and a place where you sort of found the peace or the tranquility that you were looking for. Is that like moment in time that special to you that you will keep that sacred, or will you go? Do you think you'll go back ever?
I think I'd be crazy not to go back. I was there for 4 nights or whatever, and that's the best place I've ever been to in my life. And I caught some of the best carp I'd ever catch in my life. Because
And deep, it was mega deep,
It was
wasn't
like 100 meters, and I'm boating over it in a 240 boat, going.
Mozza wouldn't have been able to cope with that. When it's like 30 foot, he can't cope when
With
he's
a
in a
tiny
boat.
chop on the water. Yeah, like, they're massive. Like,
Yeah.
I think it was at least about 1,500 hectares or something, or acres, I don't know. But yeah, depths down to 100 meters in places, and like sheer drop-offs, and like 50 meters.
it? It was crazy.
From the bank.
And you were driving like 40 minutes down the arm of the lake.
I drove about 2 kilometers. So I spent a night somewhere because a lake that size, you can't really find the fish unless they're lumping out in front of you, which never happens. So you kind of have to. It's the way I do it. Anyway, you pick an arm that looks good, where the wind is or something. Fish it for a night. If you don't catch, you're going to move. You've got to be so active in that style of fishing.
Okay,
and
do you
move
have a
with the
rule?
fish.
Do you stick to a certain rule? If I don't catch on the first night, I'm moving unless I see
Definitely
something.
2 nights. If you've given it 2 nights, you're not catching. I'm gone.
Right.
And I gave it a night, and then couldn't move because the wind was in my face and it was too far back to boat in my boat. So I had to fish another night that I didn't want to, and then go back to the car, load the car, and then I drove about an hour just to get to the other side of the lake. I had to like loop all the way around.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Couldn't get to the water there. It was like a big drop off. I was like, oh, had to drive another 40 minutes round, and then boated off about 2 kilometers up this arm. There was about 3 places that I could just about put rods in. Like, it was all rock. I somehow managed. I kind of clambered out onto these big boulders, which doesn't really come across in the video, but like the only way to get out of at that place was these like submerged like ledges, and either side of it was like 20 meters. Like,
that was the area you were digging to get the bivvy level.
Yeah, and then it was really uncomfy the first few nights. I thought I was going to sleep on the ground, but so then I dug into the bank and then sort of twisted the bivvy sideways. I dug it with my boot one morning because I couldn't sleep that well.
Maybe take a shovel
just like kicking away at this piece of grass. I was tranquility. Yeah. But no, like I haven't ever seen like spots like that in other lakes, and like I called it Jurassic, and it was like underneath the water and above, like massive oak forests like you're surrounded by, and a couple of the nights every evening massive lightning storms, and it's so loud in these big valleys, and they kind of hovered overhead, which was a bit mad. And I heard big oak trees like falling into the water and stuff like around me. I got up one night and shone the torch around because I'm on my own. Like, but I took a little. My middle name's Oak, hence Oak Carp. And
Instagram, hit him up.
Yeah, follow me. And I took a little. There was hundreds of little baby oak trees on the bank, and after catching that big carp the first day, I put one in a sweet corn tin. And
where is the oak tree now?
I have to legally say I left it with my grandparents in France.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
I see what you've done there.
Do you get like updates of how it's doing?
Yeah.
Cool.
I could send you a photo. So
Sweet.
I'll just message. Yeah.
Can you create an Instagram account for the oak tree? Maybe
oak tree. Yeah, I could. Yeah.
I'd like to follow it.
It's growth.
It might be.
It could be a while.
Yeah, I'd have to get them emailed sent over from grandparents.
Well, every time you go over there, though, you could do like
that's true. Yeah.
Facebook Live with it or something.
Yeah,
Facebook Live.
You said that
with my oak tree. Here he is. We are quite weird. We all go fishing, but that's a bit.
So I wasn't that fond of it to start with, but it grew on me.
Anyway, you said that lake. You didn't know of any carp from being caught from there. Was that right? Did I get that?
I knew about that lake 5 years before this year.
Yeah, well, I think.
And then I did see, before I was going to go there, I did see someone go there. And I did see a few carp that was caught from it.
Oh, okay.
And I've only known one person to fish it. And then, hence I've been there, I was actually there at the same time as another baitworks guy. And we didn't even, know that each other were there.
But he was the only other angler you saw on that lake?
Down that arm. That was the only person. And then I did see some, they were Dutch or French. It's not one of the circuit.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to get at. There's waters that everyone shared pins about and all that kind of stuff. And this was a random one that you knew about. You knew had carp in.
Yeah, I called it with me and Mike spoke about it for the first time because I said these places are just below my grandparents, and there's 3 lakes around there, and they have so many different arms. He was like, it looks like a sperm, so we called them the sperm lakes.
So what made you like?
So they're we can reference them. Or not.
So you've just said it was the most amazing place you've ever been.
Yeah.
It was breathtaking. Why only 4 nights then? What made you go, right, I'm going to move now after being at this amazing place? Was it because I had to get to this next venue, or you just got bored and it's time to move on again? Because just 4 nights there, just what I saw, I'd want to be there a month.
It was
Do you know what I mean?
5, I think.
Was it 5?
I think it was 5.
Right.
The fish I believe were moving up that arm to spawn. I couldn't get any further up the arm, and to begin with, I was catching lots of big ones, and then they started getting smaller and smaller and smaller. I think that the smaller ones were chasing the bigger ones up the arm.
Okay.
And then I think the last night I was there, I had a small mirror or something, and kind of thought,
You just get that
thought,
gut
head
feeling.
on. And
Right.
I was happy and content with what I'd caught from it. And if I'd spent any longer or tried to move swims, then maybe I wouldn't have had a good time. Like, great, on to the next. Let's go somewhere else.
Leave on a high.
high.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it is a bit. I probably should have stayed, but there was really nowhere to
Yeah.
divvy up, really.
You got to get the tree back to his grandparents.
Well, right.
Exactly, yeah. Put it in a pot.
So from that then, back in the boat, back to the motor, you loaded up. At that point then, are you working to a list, or was it again, open the Mac up and just drop one of your pins?
Yeah, at this point of the trip, because I'd been there and that was somewhere that I hadn't been to before, I wanted to keep finding new places. And then I felt so out of my depth that I was like, let's just chuck myself even further. I went to another massive lake.
Are you searching for that buzz now then? You know, when you've turned up at that place and you've got that, oh my God, this is an amazing. Yeah. Well, I wonder what that one's like. Am I going to get that same buzz there? You're chasing that sort of feeling.
Yeah, and then the third film, I bumped into Gav, a guy out there, and we decided that we'd spend a few nights together. It was the beginning of his trip, and we ended up going to some incredible places, both that we'd never been to before. We literally were there in a region of France looking at massive sheets of water on a map and going, why not? Like, let's do it.
I guess the buzz that you got from this, where you were at the second one, you found your little bit of peace, you've had some good fish, so the pressure was off to like, well, let's just go and venture and see what else is around.
For me, the trip was almost complete, even though I stayed for another 2 weeks after that. I'd caught some very, very big carp. I've been to the place that I really wanted to go to, and I was doing better. I was happy to be there, like to spend that time on the bank. And that's fishing for me. Like it took me 3-4 weeks to sort myself out, and I wouldn't have done that if I was stuck in Belfast.
Would you do a bit of river fishing over there? Doesn't do anything for you, or?
I have done for one night with Will, with a friend. No, rivers and canals have never interested me that much, especially canals.
No, because that's a bit man-made, and you're not. Yeah. But obviously, you can get some really nice wild stretches of river where you would find some of what you're looking for.
We drove over a few, and they were gorgeous. Yeah. But for me, I know they're long and big and massive, but I like to sit down and look over a massive sheet of water.
Get a straight bit and just look down it.
I couldn't look.
Just come sit in your boat in the middle of the river.
Yeah. Sit on a bridge.
Maybe in the future. Maybe some of the big industrial canals or like the big rivers. Doesn't do the same for me.
No.
But I'm up to try anything.
I guess that's also the thing with there's literally so many places that you could go and haven't gone, and
there's a lifetime of fishing on each lake.
Yeah.
Like if it was a syndicate back home, like you'd spend a lifetime fishing it. They're that big. They're that that one had like 60 kilometers of shoreline. Probably 55 of that was like you couldn't access.
Yeah.
There's so many fish in there, you don't know what's in it. Lifetime of fishing.
Yeah.
And all over France, like you were saying, like there's thousands of lakes, big, small.
Well, I think they do. It's literally any like reservoir, any lake. They literally, the government literally stock them.
Yeah.
Or whether it's a government or whatever fishery boards, or they get stocked, all of them.
No, they're homegrown, sort of wild French carp.
They got to get there somehow.
Birds drop them.
Yeah. On ducks' feet.
Yeah.
So what are you doing in terms of food when you're travelling? It's like 5 weeks. I I like having fresh, cold milk, cold meats.
It's got sausages wrapped in plastic. They
Oh, there is that.
I did watch the video.
So are you sort of buying as you go, or do you have the certain meals where those will last in that heat? Or
Yeah, so partly probably why I left that lake was because I ran out of food.
yeah,
Like, you'd buy it for a week, your fresh stuff. I'm not the type of guy that's sitting there eating pot noodle. Like, I'm not. I don't want to do that.
it's fresh squirrel.
I want fresh squirrel and nibbling on acorns and no. So it's
poisonous.
are they?
Yeah. Oh. I don't think you can eat an acorn.
Can you not?
Is that right?
I think they'll give you bellyache.
Oh, that's what it was.
It wasn't the plastic sausage.
So I try and especially on this trip because I was there for that long, I wanted to eat well. So the worst meal I was having at the end when all the fresh stuff was gone would be a cut up chorizo rice with carrots and onions. Like, that was probably the worst meal I had.
It's better than a tin of all-day breakfast, isn't it?
Yeah,
But because like it's so active, that's like fishing in general, and for some reason I don't know, I'm so busy all the time. I never really sit down, and you're sleep deprived because you're having rubbish sleep for 5 weeks.
You're really selling it to me. Food's crap. You can't get any sleep.
No, the food was good though. You're doing like cooking for
there's
yourself.
no place for you, bivvy.
Yeah. So yeah, I tried to eat well,
Yeah.
and that was a big part. Like, to begin with, I obviously ate better than I did at the end, and then the plastic sausages that I'd eaten for 5 years out in France. Someone replied to my Instagram story because they looked like little shrimps or something.
All right.
So I posted it, going, "What's this?" And some French guy said that there were plastic on the sausages. And I peeled one, and you've seen the
Sorry,
video,
we are.
like twang, twang, twang. That's the bellyache.
Do you think you'll do another trip that long?
I'd like to go for longer,
Yeah.
but probably do like week at a time sort of thing, and then keep my grandparents in the loop. I'd love to. Yeah, I'd love to.
Do you think your trips would always be that sort of bouncing about, or would you ever do like a Daryl pick one venue 5-6 weeks at that one venue, trying to absolute maximise what you're getting out of that place?
Yeah,
Because I guess that type of fishing is probably more about the carp than it is about the place.
yeah. Well, hats off to that guy. Like, he's done so much that I only dream of doing on certain lakes, on very, very hard lakes. If I find a lake that I wanted to put that amount of time in, which I think I have, then yeah. But I don't really want to ruin it for myself. Know where the fish are caught from, know where they go, like know what to catch them on, know the depths, know the spots. So yeah, a part of me would love to put some time into a certain place if I had it. I don't know what will happen after uni. If I have the time, then maybe. But also, yeah, the other part is seeing new places, which is very different to what Daryl, the shifts he puts in.
Yeah, that's all about learning one single
And
place
like,
and
that's
knowing it.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's so cool, and I'd love to do that, but I'd probably get bored
yeah,
of that. To be honest.
a bit more nomadic.
Yeah, and like at the end of the day, I know it is about catching a carp, but like I've said it before, it's not everything for me.
Search for tranquility more important. And it's brought you to Essex today.
Yeah.
Have you finally found tranquility now you're in Brentwood?
This cozy podcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah, white walls, bright lights.
We're on about it's got bricks and stuff.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry, I've ruined the illusion now.
So the kit's packed away now then? Is that it for 25, or have you got any more trips planned this year?
I'd love to be going back next week, this autumn, but no, I've got uni, the last year of uni, to do, and yeah, for the past 3 years at least, or 4 years I'd say, I hadn't fished in the UK, I hadn't cast a rod, only dropped off boats, and yeah, I keep my fishing to that for now. But
Yeah.
who knows, next year,
Another
hopefully
one.
I'll start fishing in the UK again, for a bit more time.
Nice.
Yeah, kids, make sure you finish your education before you go on some crazy mad ass adventure.
Yeah, don't do it. The end of just before the end. That's because that excites you to what could happen.
Yeah.
Mega.
You just want to go fishing, not back to uni.
Yeah, I just want to
Go back.
make videos of me fishing in the middle of nowhere instead of going to
hopefully
Belfast.
there's a lot more to come.
But also then it's exciting. Like if I have a time out of it, then I'll be even more keen to go again.
That is true.
Yeah, no, they're amazing films, and it definitely sort of captivated my mind in wanting to pack the van and disappear for a month. Unfortunately, Harry would be like, "No, you got to go to Drayton Res and enjoy yourself."
We got to have something realistic.
Yeah.
You need to catch for the
I'm waiting. There's
No,
Lewis.
Harry said it all.
Cheers, H. But no, it was amazing films, and like I say, guys, if you've watched the first one, you'll definitely enjoy the second and the third as well. So yeah, I think everyone watching it, mate, or has watched it, has really thoroughly enjoyed your content, and I do definitely think you've captivated on film the art of tranquility and finding it. So yeah, mega well done on that film.
Yeah,
Man.
Appreciate it.
big props.
Mega.
Big props.
So I'm going to move on now to competition time. So if you want to get your hands on £50 worth of Fox Edges Terminal that you can choose, we want to know, what Fox angler did Otto bump into while over in France? Please answer below in the YouTube comments. If you're watching this listening to this via Spotify or the Apple iPods, you can jump on YouTube, get your answers in there, and that will register, and then we will do the draw for that in a few weeks' time.
We'd announce on the next podcast.
We will, yes. Yeah, we will announce it on the next podcast. Just now, bringing it down a little bit, I just want to touch on the sad news of losing Johnny Mack, one of Carp Angler's big characters, friend to a lot of people. The industry has definitely lost one of its main guys out there, a pioneer, some would say as well. I used to use the Mach 1 bait back many years ago. Great guy. I'm not sure if you've had sort of stories or know about him, but obviously it's a...
I had some few dealings with him over the years, probably about 8 or 9 years ago, I think it was. I tried very hard to convince him to write a book.
Right.
I knew that he wouldn't write the book himself because he wouldn't allocate the time because of his fishing, but I tried very hard to convince him to spend time with me to record everything and get it ghost written on his behalf, which he wouldn't do. Which he wouldn't do. And it's a shame, not that he didn't do it with my assistance, but he just didn't do it at all because it would have been great for all of those stories to have been kept forevermore. But he was so fixed on his fishing, even in the winter. He just said, I can't be distracted by doing anything like that. I'm like, yeah, but it's the winter, you're going to not hardly catch me, but I'll be watching the water, I'll be looking for every little sign. I'm not sitting there talking and transcribing the book or anything like that. So that was one time, and then we fished on the Mary's Syndicate, which you've now got a ticket for.
Yeah.
We fished it when it was
a lot harder.
Yeah, a proper lake, and it had the £60 leather in it, and I had the pleasure to photograph a £20 common for him, which was nice to see him in action, get a bite whilst he was having a cup of tea. So tragic loss.
Hell of an angler.
I'm not going to profess to be his mate or anything, but we used to help him out with a bit of kit. Back in the day, I used to sort his orders out. He was always really nice. And the sort of biggest thing that I remember him for was one of my favourite articles. I want to say that it was in Carp World, but I can't remember. But it was his capture of the mother from Pit 2 at Elstow, which that article, that story was amazing. Yeah, it would have been brilliant in a book as well. But like you say, lots of people speak really well of him. Incredible angler, and I think a big loss to the industry. Hell
of an angler, big character, and just condolences to his friends, family. The Carp fraternity's lost another great one, unfortunately. So, rest in peace, Mr. Johnny Mack. Guys, that brings to an end another podcast. I just want to say a massive thank you for Otto popping in and being our special
Round
guest.
of applause
Thank you
for
very
Otto.
much, mate.
Thank you very much.
Otto.
Cheers, Alan.
And guys, thanks again once for joining me. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our new YouTube channel, and we will all see you on the next one. Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Thank you.